is in the print, photo, radio, and television categories. People who are telling the narrative of the SADC region. We talk of documentaries, we talk of stories, storytelling being put in media. And of course, later on, we shall be joined in studio by Elton Ziki, who is a media analyst, to help us unpack some of these issues to do with media in the SADC region. Right now, we get to cross over to Crystal Oasis, where the proceedings are underway.
For the official opening of today's meeting. I once more welcome you to this meeting, and the program has been circulated, but before I go to the program, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the following. We have in this meeting the Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services from the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Dr. Umphile Marupi. We also have the Secretary for the Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Mr. Ndabaningi Mangwana. We have Head of SADC Communication and Public Relations Unit, Ms. Barbara Lopi. We also have the director, who is also the SADC National Media Coordinator for the Republic of Zimbabwe, Richard R. Mahomva. I also do take this time to recognize all distinguished REC members who are connected virtually from all participating SADC member states. And I would also like to recognize the presence of senior government officials and also CEOs and board of chairs of parastatals and agencies here present. I would also like to recognize the presence of the SADC Secretariat staff as well as the members of the Fourth Estate. Now, back to the program. We are going to have two speakers. We are going to have welcome remarks, which are going to be delivered by SADC, and then the chair will deliver the official opening remarks. And then after that, there'll be a photo session that will take place this side. And then after that, the meeting will go into a closed session and will be chaired by the Republic of Zimbabwe as the chair of SADC. At this point in time, I'll, without wasting any more time, I will invite Barbara Lopi, head of SADC Communication and Public Relations Unit, to deliver the opening remarks. And I will request member states please to mute your mics so that we can facilitate the meeting very well. Barbara, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Peter Mabaka. Can I just confirm that I'm audible?
Barbara, you are audible.
Yes, you are. Thank you. Honorable Dr. Umphile Marupi, Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Mr. Ndabaningi Nick Mangwana, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Mr. Richard R. Mahomva, Director for International Communication Services in the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and also SADC National Media Coordinator for the Republic of Zimbabwe. SADC National Media Coordinators present here. Members of the SADC Regional Adjudication Committee representing SADC member states present here. Ms. Olini Ndori, Chairperson of the National Adjudication Committee of the Republic of of Zimbabwe, who will also be chairing this 30th SADC Regional Adjudication Committee, senior government officials and CEOs from the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe present, esteemed members of the media, dear colleagues from the SADC Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome and good morning to you all. On behalf of the Secretariat of the Southern African Development Community, and in my personal capacity, I'm honored to welcome you all to the 30th Regional Adjudication Committee for the 2025 SADC Media Awards. Today, we convene for an important task, the adjudication of the 2025 SADC Media Awards entries in print, photo, television, and radio categories. This process is more than just a selection of outstanding works. It is a celebration of journalism's power to shape narratives, inform societies, and advance our shared vision of regional integration. Allow me to express our sincere appreciation to the Republic of Zimbabwe, the current chair of SADC, for its steadfast support, guidance, and collaboration in hosting this 30th session of the Regional Adjudication Committee. We are honored by the presence of Dr. Ompile Marupi, Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity, and Broadcasting Services Ministry of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Your exemplary leadership in media development continues to strengthen communication and raise the visibility of SADC not only within Zimbabwe, but across the region and beyond. Honorable Deputy Minister, we deeply value your presence and commend your commitment to promoting journalistic excellence in the Republic of Zimbabwe and throughout Southern Africa. I wish also to commend the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe for the outstanding commitment to advancing SADC's visibility during its tenure as SADC chair by hosting high-level events and leading conversations on regional priorities. Zimbabwe, together with its media sector, has ensured that the impact and relevance of SADC's work is communicated to the public. The dedication to facilitating media coverage of SADC programs and engagements and to raising public awareness is sincerely appreciated. The media plays a pivotal role in creating awareness and enhancing the visibility of SADC. It serves as a powerful platform for communicating the region's achievements, challenges, and shared aspirations. The SADC Media Awards remain an essential tool for promoting excellency, fostering professionalism, and cultivating a dynamic media landscape that informs and empowers the citizens of Southern Africa. Established in 1996, following the approval of the SADC Council of Ministers in 1995, the SADC Media Awards were created to recognize outstanding reporting of SADC's regional cooperation, integration, and community building agenda. Beyond recognizing individual achievement, the SADC Media Awards reinforce the need to elevate awareness and visibility of SADC and its transformational role in fostering sustainable development, peace, and economic growth. The media continues to play a critical role in building regional cohesion and promoting our shared aspirations. This year, the committee will adjudicate a total of 29 entries comprised of 9 in print, 5 in photo, 7 in radio, and 8 in television categories. These submissions were received from 11 SADC member states, namely Angola, Botswana, Lesotho, Madagascar, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, the United Republic of Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. This marks a notable improvement from last from last year's total of 22 entries from 7 member states, an encouraging reflection of the growing reach and appeal of the awards. On behalf of the SADC Secretariat, I extend our sincere appreciation to the SADC National Media Coordinators and the ministries responsible for information, publicity, and broadcasting services across the SADC region, SADC member states, for their pivotal role in promoting the awards and contributing to the increased submissions and participation. I also commend all the journalists who submitted their work for consideration and extend heartfelt appreciation to the broader community of media professionals who continue to amplify regional integration stories, fostering a well-informed, engaged SADC citizenry. While we recognize the winners of the SADC Media Awards, we also celebrate the invaluable contributions to those who continue to support and guide their input and their pursuit of journalistic excellency in covering regional development stories. These supporters include media editors, media managers, and owners of media institutions, without whose support many of the stories being adjudicated today would not have reached publication or broadcast. The winners of the 2025 SADC Media Awards will be officially announced during the 44th SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government to be held in Antananarivo, Republic of Madagascar on 17 August 2025. Award recipients will receive certificates and cash prizes of $2,005 for the first place winners and $1,000 for runners-up. To the members of the Regional Adjudication Committee, I express my deepest gratitude for your time and commitment. Your presence here adds great value to this process and reaffirms your dedication to the regional agenda and programs of SADC. Chairperson, allow me to also thank all SADC member states for allowing your esteemed adjudicators to participate in this noble undertaking. To our new members of the Regional Adjudication Committee, I extend a warm welcome to this distinguished team. As we embark on this adjudication process, let us uphold the principles of fairness, diligence, and integrity, ensuring that the best works receive the recognition they deserve. As the SADC Secretariat, in our ongoing effort to enhance awareness, visibility, and impact of SADC, we have developed a draft SADC Communication, Awareness, and Visibility Strategy 2025-2030, which will be submitted to the Council of Ministers in August for approval this year. As part of this strategy, the Secretariat will continue to facilitate the SADC Media Awards and to provide regular updates on our programs through traditional media and digital platforms, including our website, our Facebook page, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. These initiatives ensure our region stories, achievements, and aspirations reach a wider audience. I encourage all SADC National Media Coordinators to support this mission by sharing our content across your national media networks. This collaboration is key to amplifying core messages and inspiring new, impactful news stories throughout the region. I wish you all a productive and insightful meeting, and I look forward to an outcome that truly reflects and rewards the talent, hard work, and commitment of our journalists in the SADC region. Thank you for your attention. Muito obrigada. Merci beaucoup. Asante sana. Tatenda siyabonga. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Those are the welcome remarks delivered by Barbara Lopi, Head of Communication and Public Relations Unit at the SADC Secretariat. And thank you for those kind words. And I'm going to underline the narrative that let the best entry win. And then we move on. We move on. Now I am going to invite to the podium to deliver the remarks. I'm inviting the Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Mr. Ndabaningi Mangwana, to deliver the welcome remarks.
Thank you very much, and good morning. I'm slightly under the weather, so you will bear with me. I will speak with a bit of a more authoritative voice than I usually do, because I'm told husky voices are for the ones in authority. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of our Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Peter Mabaga, the Deputy Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services for the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Dr. Comrade Ompile Marupi. There is a very long list of people that need to be saluted here, including heads of our parastatals, but may you allow me to write on the protocols that were established earlier, please, for the sake of time. I appreciate, thank you very much for that. Today we gather to celebrate a momentous occasion, the 30th Regional Adjudication Committee, RIAC meeting of the SADC Media Awards competition. This milestone event marks 3 decades of recognizing excellency in journalism that promotes regional cooperation and integration within the Southern African development community. It underscores the pivotal role the media plays in shaping our region's future. On behalf of the SADC Chairman, His Excellency President Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, I invite distinguished RIAC members to actively participate in this important mission. The SADC Media Awards competition aims to appreciate and reward journalists from the SADC member state region for their role in promoting SADC programs, SADC projects, and development initiatives. As we reflect on this journey, we are reminded of the powers of words, images, and stories that have illuminated our paths to progress. Each year, RAC meetings testify to SADC's commitment to promoting journalistic work. In an era of rapid change and global challenges, the media stands as a beacon of truth and a bridge between diverse cultures. However, we also face contemporary challenges that require attention. The rise of artificial intelligence and disruptive technologies has transformed the media landscape, presenting both opportunities and obstacles. The spread of fake news and misinformation threatens the very fabric of journalism, undermining trust and credibility. In this context, the SADC Media Awards competitions are more crucial than ever. They celebrate our commitment to ideals that define us: sustainable economic growth, equitable development, and regional integration. The media's dedication to truthfulness, fairness, independence, and accountability fosters a sense of regional identity and purpose. As we honor exceptional journalistic work, we must also acknowledge the need for innovation and adaptability. I challenge the media to harness the power of AI, artificial intelligence, and digital technologies to enhance storytelling, fact-checking, and audience engagement. Let's work together to build a resilient media ecosystem that can withstand the challenges of fake news and disinformation. Journalism is not just about reporting news. It's about shaping narratives that can transform societies. Let's continue to tell the stories of our region, highlighting the triumphs and the challenges, the successes and the setbacks. Let's use our words, let's use our images to inspire, to educate, and to ignite positive changes. Let us celebrate not just the awards, but the spirit of unity and progress they represent. To the RIC, your dedication ensures merit and integrity. It ensures that these remain at the heart of these awards. As we move forward, let the power of your words and your images continue to drive positive change in Southern Africa. With that, I invite you to join me in declaring the 2025 30th Regional Adjudication Committee meeting of the SADC Media Awards Adjudication open. I thank you. Siyabonga. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Ndatenda. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Permanent Secretary. We are coming to the end of our official opening ceremony, and I'm going to request for another item in the agenda. Remember, I requested that at the end of this program, we are going to have a photo session, which will last about 5 minutes plus or minus before the meeting will commence. Now, we know that the minister of this ministry would have loved to be with us here today. He had promised to be here, but because of other competing commitments in the country and in the region, he could not be here with us. But we are happy that we have the Deputy Minister and also the Permanent Secretary and the Director and other senior government officials. From the Secretariat in Gaborone, Ms. Lopi, our boss, had sent a small gift for the Minister so that you take it to the Minister as a sign of appreciation for the commitment that she have just alluded to in her speech of how the Republic of Zimbabwe had gone all out to ensure that the SADC integration agenda is achieved during their tenure as chair. So I'm going to request my colleague that side to bring the gift, and my colleague Priscilla, you hand it to the Deputy Minister on behalf of the Minister. So you can do the honors, Priscilla Molai from the SADC Secretariat. You can go to the front here. I guess you can do it in the front here. Deputy Minister, that is our lady. Yes, Priscilla, go ahead and hand over to the Deputy Minister. You shake hands and face the cameras. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, you cannot see what is inside because the owner is not here. So all that we can appreciate is the SADC badge. I thank you so much. Now, I'm going to request that my colleague Faith, you lead us to where we are doing the photo session. And I'm going to request member states who are connected and ready for the adjudication to take your positions, your strategic positions, and start looking at the entries, starting with print and then photo, and then when we finish from this side with our photo session, then Innocent will lead us into the actual program of the day. I thank you so much. Shall we go out for the photo session? Yes. It's here. Where? Right here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
The 30th Regional Adjudication Committee of the SADC Awards opening ceremony happening today at Cresta Oasis right here in Harare. And of course, those were opening remarks by the head Communication and Public Relations of the SADC Secretariat, Ms. Lapi. Of course, she emphasized on the need for collaboration and of course, making sure that SADC tells its story. And of course, she commended all the people who submitted their work and saying that they must continue doing that so that SADC remains a credible region and we tell our story out there. And of course, Mr. Nick Mangwana, who is the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, emphasized on the need to embrace technology and innovation to tell our own story, to tell our narrative out there. And so in studio, like I said, we are also joined by Elton Ziki, Mr. Elton Ziki, who is a media analyst. Hello and welcome to ZBC TV.
Thank you, Rumbi. Thank you for having me.
Such a wonderful day to get to see people in the media fraternity being recognized for their work, not just being recognized, but we are saying, are they telling a story for the Southern African Development Community to be known out there? What can you say when it comes to defining a SADC story?
Thank you, Rumbi. I think this is a very momentous occasion as the Permanent Secretary Mr. Nick Mangwana has highlighted in the official opening remarks. And the key ingredient in telling our story, our narrative as media personnel, as media practitioners, is that authenticity that boils down to the issues of belonging, where we turn our knowledge into functional literacy, which is practical knowledge that we deliver out there, and the dexterity of innovative storytelling that ultimately resonates with our inhabitants in the 16 member states that we so have.
All right, now we know that SADC has had about 7 member states before that participated in this initiative, and now we have about 11 member states. What can you say about that? The increase in the growth in numbers when it comes to participating and also being part of telling a story and being recognized for the efforts.
It's an increased awareness effort. It's an increased campaign in terms of conscientizing the member states, in terms of the media practitioners being aware and cognizant of the various stages and processes of the adjudication process within the media awards, SADC regional media awards. And to that effect, you'd want to pay attention to the understanding that is growing in terms of the realization by members in the media fraternity to present their work and be cognizant of the 25th of February deadline, year in, year out, for the 2025 awards. The deadline for receiving those entries was 25 February 2025. And on that hand, you want to also recognize that it is the quality of work that brings about this recognition, the excellency, the element of cohesion and resonating with what will be happening in Angola, what will be happening in Botswana, and what will be happening concurrently in Zimbabwe. Issues of development, issues of poverty alleviation that affect the region. And above all, infrastructural development that is going on in Zimbabwe is also something that must be taking place in Angola, and that we also wish to see happening in the DR Congo.
Yeah, of course, to talk about the political instability in Congo, as you rightfully said there. Now, when we talk of credibility, what gives a story credibility? To say you've spoken about quality, you've spoken about bringing out those issues that are happening in each and every member state. Issues to do with drought, issues to do with, even breadbasket. Some countries being the breadbasket of Africa. Those issues also need to be talked, because it's not issues to do with poverty only that have to be put out there, but we also sell in terms of tourism, we also sell in terms of quite a number of initiatives and projects that we do in the SADC region. What gives credibility to a story?
Yes, and we also present our success stories. Coming to the issue of credibility of a story, Rumbi, you want to understand that anything that is credible is real. Anything that is credible does not need further buttressing. But when you present a credible story, a credible narrative, you are talking of genuineness, you are talking of realness, you are talking of evidence-based stories that showcase what a people are made of. When you talk about your culture, you are talking about credibility. When you're talking about the essence of human achievement, you are talking of credible stories that will ultimately have impact in the minds, in the hearts of those that are receiving that information. And that information as well must be informative in terms of giving out new information that is verifiable. So the veracity of any information which can be corroborated for that matter, to say, is this real? Is this true that Pfumvuza Intwasa really dealt a blow to hunger? And is it true that the infrastructure development in Zimbabwe has been an instrument and a vehicle for economic growth and development? And you will see and give testimony to the impact that these stories then have. So the adjudication process is a multi-tiered system that is multifaceted, multi-layered in terms of checking for impact of the story. Is it real? Is the story genuine? Can it be verified? Can it be corroborated? So this is what these are the elements that all media practitioners, journalists and media personnel must strive to ensure that their stories engender the ethos of what the nation is made of and what the nation aspires, each individual state. And this is what the committee must be looking at, to say each country and all the entries that have been received thus far in print, in photo, in radio, and in television, do they encompass and entail all these ingredients that will ultimately be the winners of the prize come August 2025 at the meeting of the SADC, meeting of the heads of state, as we then pass on the baton to the new chair of the SADC region after our tenure that has been so momentous in this time.
We wish we could just continue with the chairmanship of SADC region, because it's been an interesting time for us Zimbabweans as well. Now that you spoke about the key word, ethics, in it all, I have to ask you this question, probably for the benefit of our viewers at home who really need to know. We know that for a long time, media has been, from developing countries, has been suppressed by media from developing countries. What should be done to change that narrative? What should be done for, developing countries to be on the rest, to stand tall and say, you know what, this is us. We tell our own story, we tell our own narrative. Now we have digital storytelling means that we can embrace. How can we also use social media to make sure that we also tell a story?
Thank you. I think with the advent of online methods, means, and the medium of expression and telling out and bringing out your story, the general populace of the SADC region must appreciate that it is very important, it's very key, it's very essential that we tell our own story. We bring out and shape the narrative rather than be or watch the discourse of our lives, of our development, of our aspirations being presented from a global north perspective. To say if it is not coming from mainstream Western media institutions like the BBC, so to say, and all other global North media houses, it is something that we should not really take cognizance of. But having said that, you want to see that our moment in time in this age where the methods of expression of oneself have been opened up by the advent of digital media and social media, it is important that we embrace what is ours and also harness the element of being ethical, to say, are we not sensationalizing our stories and the elements of what we are ultimately as a people?
Interesting discussion indeed that we're having right here in studio with our media analyst, Mr. Elton Ziggy. I'd like to thank you so much for coming through and unpacking some of the issues to do with these awards and, of course, telling the SADC story. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Rumpi. Thank you for having me.
And of course, we have come to the end of our live broadcast. But just for your information, we know that this is going to be a 3-day session. Adjudicators from across the SADC region will be evaluating entries in print, photo, radio, and television. And of course, the aim is to identify and honor works that best reflect the spirit of regional integration, development, and of course unity within the SADC bloc. Thank you so much. This has been the live broadcast of the opening ceremony for the 30th Regional Adjudication Committee of the Southern African Development Awards. From me, myself, Rumbi Chakanza, and of course the entire crew behind the scenes. Have a pleasant viewing.
What is the SADC we want? A SADC that is food secure. Investment in agriculture should be a primary objective of every SADC country. Mechanization of agriculture, smart agriculture. A SADC that promotes infrastructural development and connectivity that allows people-to-people contact. A SADC that allows industrialization and trade among our people. A SADC that extracts